The ceiling fans? They're very attractive.
Now you can protect your furniture instantly. Just spray, and it's sealed. Safe for furniture and family. Plastic Furniture Shield. The new spray-on clear coat that keeps everything fresh, clean, and ready for life. Spray it.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Clickety-click.
Crank up the music. Keep an eye on the back.
This presentation is provided to you to amuse or entertain and not to... This presentation is provided to you to amuse or entertain and not to conform or inform. The content on this channel should not be used to replace professional, financial, medical, or legal advice. All footage taken and used from public sources falls under the fair use of the Digital Millennial Copyright Act of 1998. Therefore, no breach of privacy or copyright has been committed. This show is substantially sourced, not affiliated with any community, club, fraternity, or gang. Your cat may vary. I say, moo. A friend of mine is in recovery finally after being addicted to the hokey pokey for many years. He's finally turned himself around. That's what it's all about.
flight tracking continues.
Wow. Wow. Hey, everybody. It's Friday night. Whoop, whoop. You're on the correct side of the grass. Pat yourself on the back. You've accomplished that. So, way to go. If you got nothing else done, you did that. And you made it here tonight, which is a wonderful thing. I almost didn't, it seemed like, but had a small family emergency that was taken care of and made it here. A little bit tardy, but well, thanks, son. My wife's bringing me coffee as we speak, so I can sit through the rest of the show. And I'm being attacked by the cat. All right, enough of that off-screen nonsense. Let me turn my camera on, and so I can be seen by you all. And that button is here.
Clickety click.
Hey, everybody. Good to be seen by you all. Happy Friday night. We did it again. The chat is flying as usual lately. Hopefully I won't have issues with StreamYard, but I keep trying different ways to try to trick it to allow me to do the show without causing an issue. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. All we can do is do our best and pray for the rest.
That's very true.
I'm a poet and I don't know it. Okay. So as the room is filling in, I will do the as they say, the shilly part of the show. Been called many things. Shill's one of them. That's cool. Don't worry about it. If I can, God blessings, we make enough money to pay for the StreamYard and some of the internet and so forth. And we do that by, my wife sells this amazing soap. All soap orders have gone out. There's a couple that she's making like for JT and some other people that she's still working on. But if you've ordered soap and paid for it, it's gone out. So if you haven't received it yet, send us an email. But I'm pretty sure they've all made it at this point. So that's the soap store. And usually Trish has put it in there 1,000 times by now. So thank you, Trish. And click. How do we stop that? We're going here. And then there's other ways. There's Cash Apps and the links and all the different things and ways if you feel like supporting the show. There's memberships available. And if nothing else, you can subscribe. You can like the video and share it. And that helps too. And they get a few shekels from YouTube. But that's about it. And so I do appreciate all that. But mostly I appreciate your company and the fact that this crowd seems to be growing and people want to hear what I have to say, or at least they just want to tune out from the nightmare of what they call the real world for a little while and then and hear what's going on over here.
True.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, so that's where we're at tonight. And we'll go over, if you're not familiar with this, I don't know how you're not, but at this point, if you're new to me, thank you for coming and checking this out. I went old school. I put my ceiling fan shirt on. I'm basically very few people, but mostly me, I buy from my store and give them out to family, friends, or people. So that's all that was for, really. Oh, it's made in China, most likely, but it's a fun way to spread this ceiling fan virus, I guess, is what you would say. So hopefully everyone's here that is on its way, or they're all here now. Everyone! I thought I'd get that one early for Connor, so there you go. And let's see, what should we do? Oh, you know what? I do want to discuss something, the basics of this channel that you're watching. And so this whole channel, this awakening thing for me and my wife actually happened about, what is it going on? 7 years? 8? I don't even know. How many is it years, Jeannie? Do you know? I don't know. 9, 10. Is it going on 10? Oh my God. Yeah, at least 9. You're right. At least 9. And since 2016. So that's almost 10. Okay. All right. You get this.
That's very true.
And nothing has changed as far as what I've been talking and how I've been talking about things, except one thing. My faith has gotten stronger. And from when I started this channel till now, I make sure that people understand that it all means all the pieces of the puzzle all add to one thing. And what I find interesting is someone had mentioned that they heard that I was called a gatekeeper, which cracks me up because there are gatekeepers. I get it. But if you get stuck on a subject, that's where you're a gatekeep, and even if you don't mean it, but that's what you are. Because, if all you want to talk about is the earth flat, or is a building melted, or is a Mandela effect real, or is the news fake, like, and then what? You can prove your point as best we can. And then what? And where does it go? And so if you want to call me a gatekeeper, I'm a gatekeeper for God, because to me, all of these are pieces of the puzzle, and they all end up proving the existence of God. That's of God. That's what this is all about. That's what they're hiding. That's it in a nutshell.
That's very true.
And so I do want to mention, because I do my best, I should say, of not talk in absolutes. I think that's a trap too, because everything I'm going to talk about tonight and on this show and other times, none of it is provable. We weren't there, but we can use our rational thinking and the evidence that we have, and the research that as far as we can do, and then present, this is my theory on something. Could I be wrong on it all? Absolutely. Am I? Most likely not. Where's the guy?
I don't care.
So just so we're clear about this channel, is I think we're seeing evidence of cataclysmic events from God's judgment, because I connect everything I can relate to the Bible, because that's the one news source I find that is true. And so so when I get to that stage, that's where I make sure that everything kind of fits in, and that's the information that I'll present. And so when I look at things like, for instance, we'll go clickety click here and here and here and here and here. Let's see. Is that working? Can't tell. There it is. Okay. I was quoted, and I'll say it again. I don't believe all buildings are melted, or mountains are melted. God created mountains. He didn't create condos. There's some mountains. Are some buildings melted? Absolutely. Look at this. To me, I see a melted building. I don't know how you can't see that unless, you believe that they somehow carved it like this. That shows signs of a melt. Okay. So yes. And then there's some, if you didn't have all this behind it and you just had something like this, then yeah. And then grass grows on it and then it looks like a mountain. So yes, there are some, I believe anyways, that are melted buildings. But I also believe that there's fossilized giant creatures. Like this looks like an elephant to me. Same with this one. I mean, and I can go through, I've gone through many times. There are other places that have animal looking creatures that are rocks. Can I prove that was an elephant? No, but man, it sure has the face of one. And here's one in Italy. Come on. So I can't prove any of that, but that's what I think. And then, then you go into these and where is it? I lost my trees, but I believe in the tree stump. I used him last week because he had it all in this one video. For me, you cannot convince me. What's going on with my voice? Am I going through puberty? It must be the cold weather. It's affecting my vocal cords. But yeah, for me, every day of the week, I'm going to look at that and see a tree stump, because God says in the Bible, they cut down these giant trees, because they had the Nephilim climbing them, the giants and stuff. And that could be a giant axe. There's a petrified forest there. I believe in giants, and some of these, what do you call it? Mountains potentially are giants gasping for air as they were dying, maybe, or maybe it's just a rock. I can't tell you. I can't prove it, but that's what I see. So for me, there's a lot going on in this earth, and I can't prove any of it. But when I look at something, I don't make it an absolute. So I hope that clears up what this channel does, and go on from there. Okay. And that's a soap store. And we did that. Okay. We got all that. And I got the peanut gallery going on down there. What are you talking about down there? Oh yeah, his my one of my sons has started a channel. I'm not going to promote it right now unless he wants, but he's got some really funny dating stories on there. It's pretty wild. Trying to date in this day and age, it's it's pretty fascinating. So okay, let's see, where should we go? And it seems like it's working. I still have a lot of tabs, but I took some things and downloaded them into little videos like this. Someone asked me, by the way, and I do appreciate all the comments. And oh wait, we got 3 starred things. Okay, let's see what we got here. So Connor, the member, 7 months. Thank you very much. Hit the like button, y'all. So thank you. God bless you, Connor. And Wendy wants she's invoked Valhalla. Every time I've done this in the last 2 weeks, it's crashed. Let's do this and we won't crash it. Okay. Let's see. Where is he? See, I've already lost him. Okay. Wendy invoked Valhalla. So here we go.
Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch. And I'll see you in Valhalla.
Okay. Where are we at? Oh, really? Oh, okay. We'll get to the weather in a second here. And then look at this. God bless you. The Eyes for Truth. New member. So thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Thank you. So God bless you. Okay. And let's see. So where are we at here? Oh, I like this. The earth is a chili bowl with a snow globe top. Now I want you make me chili, hon. So you will. I have to make it. I know. I unfortunately I made the best chili, and now she won't make it. I have to make it. So let's see. Where are we at? What is this? Oh, now you got that song stuck in my head. What is it? More Than a Feeling. There we go. That's what it is. I know how to get there. Yes, we're on a very far out trip. And everything is sus. Which, by the way, there's another sus animal. You want to see that crazy, John? We can start there. Let's see. Let me find it. These animals, they find me. Where is it? It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. Oh, it's one of these. Come on. Gotta click it. Oh, here it is. It's right there. Okay. So we'll go here. Here, and here. I think it was this one. Yeah. Now, whether or not you believe in the Mandela effect, and I understand I'm not worldly, I probably haven't been everywhere and seen every animal, but I've never heard of the red-lipped batfish of the Galapagos Islands that walk on the floor using their fins. When I saw this, I swear it was an AI thing, but it's not. These are real, apparently. I think that it's like China. They're doing their chimera experiments, right? That's what I think pandas are, and I think whatever these things are. I mean, come on. This is just to try to prove their evolution theory. They created this disgusting monster. Why does it have lipstick? It looks like Maxine Waters. Yeah, it does. It needs a shave. Oh, shoot. So there you go. A new nightmare for you. It's so ugly, it's cute. Is that what you said, Wendy? So, yeah, I think that was the only. Oh, okay. As long as we're doing weird animals, we'll keep going on this one. The chance of running into a mushroom playing a keyboard is low. However, it's never zero. So, once again, you saw it first here on the Ceiling Fan Man show. Yeah, Maxine. Oh, that's right. Isn't her name Waters? That's funny. Maxine in the water. I can't prove that this mushroom's making this noise, but it's pretty wild. It's a wild mushroom. I don't know. That's what it says. Well, you think the internet's going to lie to me? That's not possible. And I think that's all the weird animals. Oh, then there's one other weird thing. We're not even sure what this is. So this is the coast of India between Maharashtra and Gujarat. I know I said it exactly correct. The fishermen there have encountered the sea bubbling as if it were boiling something large is stationary there. What do you think is going on? So let's look. And I've seen, like, what do they call them? Fish boils and stuff when we're out fishing, but there's fish coming out of them. I don't know what this is. As my friend Steve would say, no bueno. Is that Leviathan finally coming up and rearing its head? So, Godzilla? Yeah. What is your name? User IC2UG8 system. Good to see you. It is. Maybe it is Godzilla. But usually he's out by now. He doesn't take this long to come out of the water. So it's just interesting. A lot of stuff down in the ocean. We have no idea. God says that dead things are down there. So who knows? But when a whale has gas, says Buckeye Jim, maybe. Yeah, it's like the ocean was boiling, Steve. I don't know. So, and I guess one last thing, because I just think this is just so adorable. So now you have to see it too.
Tyler, you are in timeout. Why is the dog standing there?
He's in trouble too.
What did he do?
He helped me draw on the wall. He picked the colors.
No, I don't know. I don't know if he really did pick the colors. But in any case, I thought that was pretty funny. So, what do we got next? Is that everything on there? Yeah. So let's stop that for a second here. Okay. And we haven't talked about the weather, so I guess we should start there, because that's what the main thing on the show is. Oh, but I did want to mention, I do appreciate, wasn't that cute? Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to have to. Okay, just had to yell at the peanut gallery. I'm in a different planet. Ice baby, exactly. Let's talk about that. But I know what I was about to say. I do appreciate when people write to me. They write me emails, comments, whatever. And someone wrote to me recently, and they said that they wanted to get the link to the Little Wife musical that I showed last week. And so I sent that out. But to anybody that missed it, I figured maybe I'll show it one last time here. So here you go.
Zuckerberg's wife, Phil Collins' wife, Barack Obama's wife, Netanyahu's wife, Bill Gates' wife, Jeff Bezos' first wife, Jeff Bezos' second wife, King Charles' wife, George Bush's wife, Richard Nixon's wife, President Macron's wife. Oh, famous wives, you've been looking at them all your lives. But now, tell me, can you see, or maybe it's just me? Patrick Stewart's wife, Bill Farrell's wife, Terry Crews' wife, Adam Sandler's wife, JFK's wife, Elon Musk's wife, Albert Einstein's wife. Oh, famous wives, you've been looking at them all your lives. But now, tell me, can you see, or maybe it's just me? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
There you go. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, so all right. Where are you at? I know. Hey, crispy chickens. I haven't seen crispy chickens in a while. Always makes me hungry. So I'm not hacking. I don't know who's hacking. Okay. What else we got here? Okay. So let's see. Let's go with, remove that one. Oh, and this was an oldie but goodie. Did you all see this one? I thought I'd bring this one back because it showed up in my feed.
Carolina shows Donald Trump leading Hillary Clinton in a possible presidential matchup, but that's not the part that's grabbing people's attention today. It is the third party candidate on that poll, candidate named D's Nuts. Oh, no. Really?
Really happened.
A candidate registered as an independent from Iowa has the legal name of D's Nuts.
No.
Public policy polling showed him pulling 9% of the vote in North Carolina.
Pretty good. He pulled 9% of the vote in North Carolina, so that's not bad. And then I've always done videos of cooking and fighting with my cat Sarah, and I haven't done one of those in a while. But I came across the cooking videos occasionally, and I like to share them with you. So I showed you the guy that made the giant teddy bear cookie a couple weeks ago, and now here's a way that you can impress your friends with lattes. Yep, that's me. No work. So that's if I tried the same thing. So, all right, enough of that nonsense. Let's get rid of that one. And I'll go one more. This is the head of the dog mafia. In case you were wondering, he's been spotted. Oh, shoot. These are the things that make me laugh during the week, and then I hang on to them for you all. So, yeah. So what do we got here? Let's see. Where are we at? Okay, good. You liked it. And you liked it. And you're here. And you liked it. Hilarious. Oh, good. I'm hitting all the right buttons. And I'm not sure what that means, but 9%. And then you're laughing. That's me trying to do the same thing all day, making that. I'm cooking this evening. Thank you. God bless you. And Carla and Hanny, nice to see you over there on Rumble. So Crappuccino, nice. I see what you did there. Okay, he gets one of these for that. Where is it? There you go. Yeah, that's pretty good. And let's see. Laughing. Okay, good. The Dog Father. Well, that's a good one. Okay, you get it too then. You get one of these. You're welcome. So, yeah, don't fake throw the ball for that one. Absolutely. He's not falling for it. What's this? There it is. Peace, y'all. From Chad. Peace. Okay. So let's see. Let's finish out some of these here. Oh, and you know what? I've actually left him alone for quite some time because I thought it was kind of like beating a dead horse. But that David Lee Roth tour just won't go away. and I don't know what it is. They got something on him. He owes the mob money or something, but he's still touring. And there's some people I've actually heard. Who is it that we put on to see? They still had pipes, like Neil Diamond. He sang for some event, and he still could sing. And there's a few others, very few, that seem to still have it. But David Lee Roth, man. Yeah, Joy, you probably should be scared. It's not that long though. Look at this. I don't know what's going on. And the funny thing is, I never worry about copyright strike because you can't understand. He just sounds like he's like a squeaking door. Can you imagine? So like you spent all that money to like go out and probably, I don't know if you have kids, you got to get a sitter, whatever you got. For us, we'd have to probably, get on a ferry and go over to Seattle and whatever. And this is what you get. Too much. Oh, God bless you, Mad Paximus, for $5 there. Thank you. Big love. It is a very big token, and it's a big love back to you. So thank you. Oh, look at who it is, Jeannie. Shadowband's here. Good to see you. It's been a while. Usually you're probably just lurking and not talking, but it's good to see you. I hope all is well. Let's see. Yeah, you have to keep going until you die. It's pretty sad. Because that's no bueno. Imagine going to that concert. Yikes. I'd rather just have them put on a record and pretend like they used to do with Milli Vanilli, if you're old enough to know who that is. Milli Vanilli. Okay. So what's left here? We'll go back down here. Yeah, right. David Lee Rothschild, maybe. So, yeah. Cover your ears. Yeah, what is that? I don't know. Yeah, I know, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, I can pray for him and still laugh. How about that? I'll do that. And then I'll ask God for forgiveness for laughing. Is that all right? Is he doing it on purpose? You think he's trolling his own fans? Now that'd be something, Connor. So yeah, it's excruciating. So yeah, I know he did flips on stage, right? Yeah, I don't know. So okay, so let's see where we at here. Yeah, Bob Dylan said it right, exactly. Sold their souls to somebody, he says. So okay. What is this for the record? For the record class? I'm not sure, but yeah. Okay. And Bruce is here. Bruce. I can never see your name without hearing Bruce. So, okay. And that's okay. As long as if you enjoyed it, hit that like button, even if you're a lurker, it's fine. I lurk a lot too when I can. Just because it's hard to like concentrate on the show and talk sometimes for me in the chat. But okay, so let's see. Let's go all the way down. God, you guys are talking a lot. He's the Joe Biden of music. Nice. Okay, so where are we at? We got everything. Yeah, they sold their souls for rock and roll. All right. Let's see. What is this? He took. Wait, what is this? This one. I like it when he took the monitors. Yeah, he can't even take it, right? He can't even hear himself sing. It's too much. So, all right. And nothing wrong with a lurker, please. Don't even worry about being that. So, okay. Let's see. Where were we at? Oh, let's talk about the weather. So there's supposed to be this like horrific winter ice storm, I guess, coming through, which is kind of funny because, you know, they used to say, well, I think there was going to be an ice age. I remember Spock having a show called something. And he was talking about an ice age, and that was like in the 70s. And then in the 80s, it was like global warming. I think that went on for like a couple decades or so. And now they just call it the climate change because they can't keep up with it. Is it going to be cold? Is it going to be hot? And so now we've got this supposed horrific storm coming in, anywhere from like 0 to 3,000 inches or something ridiculous. And across most of the United States, they're going to get colder weather. And out here, it's been doing this a lot the last few years. It gets warm in January and like everything, the grass is popping up and buds are coming out and birds are out. We saw hummingbirds yesterday. And now we're going to get hit with like frost and cold weather and kill everything again. And but it seems like that we had frost this morning and it's getting down in the temperatures here. So all I can say is, look, if you're in those areas, just, you know, be prepared. You don't have to go and like, you know, buy out all the bread, milk, and what toilet paper. That seems to be the thing when people hear about this. There's a run on bread, milk, and toilet paper and eggs. So go figure. Because if your power goes out, well, I guess you could put it in the snow. But let's see. So what do we have here? You remember you're on the Stealing Fan Man channel. So here's my weather report. This is from a weatherman in Kentucky.
Listen right here. It's probably going to be doozy.
You think?
Yeah. Definitely. Sure.
You're excited?
Yeah. storms get me pumped up, man. I'm telling you what, man. I've seen some storms in my day, but this one right here, I sense it, man. I just got that. See, I broke my foot a long time ago on a dirt bike. Every time it storms and it's getting pressured up, I can feel it. I can feel it in my foot.
So there you go. It's going to be a big one, according to his foot. And this is what's going on in a lot of these cities. Like, I think, where was this one? This is in, well, I'm not sure where this one, but the multiple states this is going on. And people are just like, this is Oklahoma City.
Frenzy here in central Oklahoma City. All the eggs are completely out.
Like, you're going to hunker down and just eat nothing but eggs, I guess.
Everything.
And all the packaged meats, which is probably not the best for you
lunch
anyways.
meat, completely out. Even almost all of the meat here is completely just annihilated. And this is in every single grocery store here in the Oklahoma City metro. This is wild.
Wild.
Aisle here.
Look at the bread.
Oklahoma City, just it's vanquished. It's
Just
gone.
decimated it. Oh, we can't do, what's his name? Johnny Cash. There's Arkansas. But it's just like, it seems like people don't seem to ever think that there's any kind of emergency until the televised vision tells them there's an emergency. You know, you should have some preparation in your house, because emergencies can happen anytime. In fact, in Washington State, we found most of the time they predict these monstrous storms. They don't show up, and then they show up on a day that they didn't tell you. Kill the power for never for weeks or months, like they're threatening here. It's almost like they know they're going to do it or something. I don't know. But yeah, the shelves are getting cleared out. I thought it was interesting, though. There was a Dasani water display that nobody bought. Of course, a lot of the vegetables are there. Nobody wants those. So there's very few potatoes left. You better hurry now. Get down to Walmart. It's pretty wild. So hopefully, if you're in the danger zones, that you have some preparation and you just hunker down, and we'll all make it through. And, you know, keep an eye on your neighbors. If you have neighbors that are kind of alone, make sure that they're doing okay if you can. So, but we'll all make it through this one. At least we can say we're not Russia. Have you seen what's going on over there? This is in Kamakachta. This is a time lapse. I don't know if that's a copyright song, but look at the time lapse on this. Every time they dig out the cars, they get snowed on top of again until they just got buried. There's buildings that were buried 4 or 5 stories high. And look at the cars are just now gone. You got to tunnel down to get to your car. Look how much snow is around that car. I mean, not like you're driving anywhere, but people are digging their cars out just to like try to turn them on and make sure they're okay, I guess. But those cars are still in there and they're just gone. There goes the snowplow. I mean, look at that. That's crazy amount of snow, right? And then they're showing people that are, look at how high these are. The building. And they're asking people not to jump out of the windows because they're actually jumping out of these windows. Look how high the snowdrift gets. Because they don't know, you know, there could be cars and stuff down there when you jump out the window. But yeah. Plus, my wife even said, so if you jump out of your 10-story window, how do you get back in? You know, because you really can't.
Сугроб до 9-го этажа. Ничего себе.
Yeah. So I don't know how you get back in. Look at that. Look how high up those snowdrifts go. So, of course, the one good thing about it is kids are getting to ski right down out of their window. But once again, okay, so let's say you ski down here. How do you get back in? That's what they're advising again. Look how far down that is. Look at that. That's nuts. So no matter how bad we get it here, there's always potentially somebody that's got it worse. This is a snowstorm of a lifetime going on out there. They dig out. Oh, that's how they get in their buildings. They dug out tunnel holes. So like little mole rats. So there we go. So if you're in the storm's way, we'll just pray that you be safe. Let's see. Do I have? Oh, and before we finish this subject, we've got to go over. Uh-oh. They killed me. Come on. I thought I was doing good tonight, Jeannie. I don't know. Let's see. Fine. They want to be like this? Come on, StreamYard. Dear Lord Jesus, help me. Thanks. Yeah, it was just annoying. Okay. How do I fix this? Not that one. Come on. Unlock me, StreamYard. Dang. Maybe I have to go on this one. Let's see. Okay. I think I'm back. Sorta. There. Test. Okay. We're sort of back. It keeps doing this. StreamYard must hate me. And I will have to turn it off and back on again. So, but we'll get there. Oh, God bless you, Connor. Thank you. Even with all those problems I have, it seems every week. I'm going to keep trying to figure out how to do this without having this issue, but we'll get through it. So, but thank you. I won the stare down. Oh, wonderful. Was it your fault, Allison? Because you were no. So, all right. So let's see if I can get this going again. Camera. All right. I'll have to go out of the studio and back to get the camera going. Let's see. What if I added? What is this? No, that's not working. Okay. So here's what we'll do. I will. Let's see. You can look at this for a minute, and I'll fix it. We'll fix it live. I'll do it, and we'll fix it. What haven't you seen in a while? How about the clouds? Since we're talking about weather, this is my cloud thing, and then I'll be right back, and the camera will be working.
All satellites operative, Captain.
You better take a look at this radar.
Okay, come on, people. Now they're just literally dicking with us. For reals? I came out here to photograph the moon in the daytime. It's out more than it is at night. And they decided to spray a giant... Well, you tell me.
But it looks like a giant.
Come on. Come on.
What's coming out of it?
Come on, people. This is just a clown. When are we going to wake up? What's this called? Shoot the moon. I think they're going to try to hide this now that I've exposed I've exposed it. They've got one of their invisible planes.
It's already exposed.
Wonder Woman is in this one. If I can focus. Focus.
It almost seems like there's a hand underneath the balls gripping it. Seriously.
All right, let me look at that. That's a really cool, whatever that is.
Oh, gosh.
We won't be able to... Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. There's some cuppage, a definite cuppage. Hey.
Trying to get them block the moon from getting any spray on it. What's going on?
That's a moon condom.
It is a long, smooth shaft.
For those of you keeping score, the cloud cock, as we're now proudly calling it, has gotten larger, girthier, but still being held in a gentle caress by a little darker, just grayish cloud.
But with two balls.
Satellite tracking continues.
All right, and we're back. So there you go. That they sprayed that right over our house. It's pretty wild. So yeah. And so you guys, if some of you haven't seen that, Connor, you said you hadn't seen it. And it's on my channel. You can look for it. It's there as one of my videos. So yeah. And that was all ad lib. We were shocked at what we were looking at. And I still laugh at some of the things that we said there. So yeah. The third leg. All right. So yeah, we know where they get their instructions from. So, but yeah. Anyways, I'm back. Sorry about that. But and yeah, we are in the state of the Northwest, Washington State. So okay. So let me see if we can do this without crashing it. We're finishing up the weather. Uh-oh. What do we do there? Well, that's not it. There it is. They warned people about exploding trees. Did you hear this, Jeannie? You get cold. They say it gets so cold too fast. Can you imagine? We have a forest right around us. Can you imagine this? Hearing this, I mean, it's bad enough when we hear a giant branch fall or a tree fall. Can you imagine? What's that? Maybe the turpentine. I'm not sure, but yeah. Sounds like a war zone. So yeah. So there you go. So if you happen to be in the area that this storm is going to hit potentially really bad, let's just say, dear Lord Jesus, please send the Holy Spirit, watch over us, guide us through these amazing times we find ourselves in, and protect us and our loved ones from harm. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. So hopefully that'll help. But yeah, be careful with your quiet walk in the woods. You're right, Joy. So you've seen that, Lucas? Yeah, I had never heard of this, so that's pretty wild. And you're from Tacoma. Good to see you. So okay. So what's next? Oh, I just wanted to cover this because I don't know if anyone really has. But when you think about evil people on movies, this guy, Bill Paxton's character in Twister, has got to be one of the most evil. First of all, the most evil so far I found is Jenny from Forrest Gump. She was just downright evil. But think about what this guy did. In Twister, he dragged his fiancée into Tornado Alley. That was his gig, not hers. He spent the trip flirting with his ex-wife, which is this chick here. Then he abandons her with Felix Seymour Hoffman with flying debris all around. And the movie treats it like he had character growth. So, just saying. I don't think he was the good guy in that. Just telling you. What is this? Oh, and I thought this was so devious. So if you got too much clutter in your house, this person, they go to other people's homes or wherever they happen to be visiting, and they bring random items and just leave them. I like it. Isn't that great? And then you unclutter your house. I think that's a wonderful, that's very devious. So, Well, okay, you're saying Tom Hanks might be worse than Jenny, but you're talking real life, Jacob. I was talking about in the movie. But yeah, I hear you. I hear you. What's next? What is this one?
Big for
Well, let's see. Let me get out of the screen share for a second here. And let's fix this because all these seem to be not connecting because they had to go out. Okay, that's good. What's it? I also did want to talk about the other big news that's going on. And that would be let's see, we'll go here. I think we got, let's see how my card is moving. Okay, so I got it. The other thing that's happening in this cold weather is a couple things. One is they admitted, or at least people are noticing, clickety click. This happened in Germany. They forced the Lexus to turn off their parking heating in Lexus cars. And so basically the way this works is you could remote start your car and warm it up before you got in it. And if you had a gas power Lexus, they turned off 100,000 cars, like factory setting. They can do it without your knowledge or your consent. And so that you wouldn't cause climate change by having too much gas being. So here you've got this situation where it's freezing, and it would be nice if you could be able to, if you had this capability in your car to be able to use it, but they did it remotely. So it's another reason why, if you notice, the older cars that have less computer chips and stuff in them, they're going up in value because people realize that with these computer chips, first of all, you can't really fix your own car. Some people can, but they can't do it on those cars. And the other is they have things like this where they can actually turn off your car and you can't do anything about it. So, so that's happening. And here's the, I don't know how these guys do it, but these James O'Keefe guys and stuff, and maybe they're CIA plants, I don't know. But they did another one of these like secret, what do you call it? What do you call it? Recordings, which I thought was illegal, but they can, and somehow they record these things, and then they post them. And so here, the World Economic Forum elites, they're meeting, of course, and they admit that there's chemicals being sprayed in the atmosphere to cool the planet and even on the food supply. And so, this is according to James O'Keefe.
Technologies to assist with the warming climate and the effect of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere will help block some of the warming and the part.
And this is something that what's his name? Zuckerberg said, or no, not Zuckerberg, the other guy, Bill Gates was saying that they were doing, and I think Harvard had a thing they were doing, and so there's been multiple people that have said, yeah, they worked on this.
Year. So into the, we don't like to use the term climate engineering. It scares people. So we prefer.
Of course, but it's but for me, being an engineer, I think that's actually what you do. It's
yes.
You can have financial engineering. You can have, I'm sure, climate engineering, because it involves something that's more scientific.
Yes, exactly.
So they're letting you know, and you can go back through our history, and you can see that they've used cloud seeding for years, and they did stuff during the Vietnam War that to create fog banks and things that they've admitted to. So the fact that all across the United States is going to have this crazy event that's, you could say it was a natural occurrence, or you could, go onto the train here and see that it's possibly more than that. So just know that happens. And let's see. Let me get out of this for a second. What do we have here? What I see here. Yeah, they're playing God. At least they're trying to. So, yeah, there's a lot of talk about it because the sun actually did change colors. I don't know what's going on. I can't prove anything. I just know things look different. So, and it looks like over on Rumble, we just got somebody that's late. So if you are late and I didn't catch you, well, then this is for you too, because you're tardy. But as long as you don't feel tardy.
I don't feel tardy. I don't feel tardy.
Okay. You think it was Alberto that did it? So, okay. Where are we at here? Clickety click. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Let's finish up some of these tabs. Make StreamYard work good. Oh, the other big thing that's happening for the first time in history, silver entered triple digits
today.
And it closed, I think, 103. Let me look and see what it said here. It's pretty wild. That's the thing people should be noticing. Yeah, it closed at 103. And gold is within, what is that, like $15 or so of hitting $5,000 an ounce. So throughout my history, when the metals market, I mean, it's never done this, but when the metals market goes up, it's because people have lost faith in the dollar. And so if you're looking to put money somewhere, they're investing in precious metals rather than crypto, which I still can't understand crypto, because if you have no power or no internet, you have no proof you have anything. And I know the same could be said with your money in a bank. I get that. And the fiat currency actually has no backing. I get that too. But it's something physical you can hold in your hand. And the same with gold or silver coins. And what's interesting is when I first started our awakening process, this is 2015. And my wife and I used to watch this guy, Mark Dice. And I don't know if I'm sure he's still doing stuff. He's been to the White House and stuff. So who knows if he took a package or not. But at the time, he was walking around offering people a choice of a 10-ounce bar of silver or a Hershey's chocolate bar.
Hey, you win a free 10-ounce silver bar, pure silver bullion, or a free Hershey's king-size chocolate bar.
Take this one.
You'll take the chocolate bar. Who needs a 10-ounce bar of silver, right?
And back when he was doing this, I think silver was like maybe $40 an ounce. So, that was still like, or maybe it was, I don't know, $20 an ounce, but still, it was like a couple $100. And people were just, I'll take the chocolate bar. Now that 10 ounces, of course, it's worth $1,000. Is that nuts? So these people turned down $1,000 basically for chocolate.
Have a good day. It's your choice. A free 10-ounce bar of silver bullion or a free king-size Hershey bar.
I think I'll take the Hershey bar.
Go ahead. It's your lucky day. Just fresh out of the refrigerator.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Who needs a 10-ounce bar of silver when you can have a good, delicious bar of chocolate, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Would you rather have the Hershey bar than the silver bar?
Yes, I would.
Oh, you would? Okay.
Yeah, the Hershey bar, you just eat the silver bar.
Yeah, that's right. You can't eat the silver. What are you going to do with a 10-ounce bar of silver, right? Which one do you want?
I think my favorite one he does is, where is it? This gal. Here she goes. Here we go. Let's see.
Chilled Hershey bar straight out of the fridge, or this bar of silver. It's 10 ounces.
What are you guys doing?
Which one do you want?
Well, I don't have any way to do anything with the silver.
Okay. So you'd prefer the Hershey bar?
Yeah, but is it real?
Yes.
She's questioning the validity of the Hershey bar.
Just straight out of the fridge.
Doesn't seem real.
The Hershey bar doesn't seem real. I mean, we could go into this coin shop. We could verify the silver bar is real.
No, that's all right.
It's
The coin shop's right there, like right there. Hi. What is this? My people perish for lack of knowledge. Of course, that's been Mandela destroyed, but in any case, that's the way I remember it. Yeah. So there you go. They've now turned on $1,000 and ate a chocolate bar that lasted them like 1 minute, probably. So keep your eye on that. That's what I think is going to be the if they do want to, they keep talking how they want the oligarchs, whoever's in charge, they want to put us into a digital currency, and the only way you can do that is to crash the system. People have been saying that forever. But this is the closest I've ever actually seen the system to imploding, or whatever you want to call it. Because right now, currently, if you wanted to buy silver from COMEX, which is like the U.S. Silver, where you buy a lot of it from, they've got it priced, I think, well, as of yesterday, $136, and silver was at like 96. There was like a $40 difference. It doesn't make sense. So it has to at least catch up to that. How far past that? Who knows? So, but you're eating chocolate as you watch this 60. That's funny. But yeah, so that's where we're at with that. So keep an eye on that, I would say, or not. All right. So, and if you do have some silver, now this gal uses silver rods. Let's see. I think we better put my disclaimer on here. Clickety click. There we go. This gal uses silver rods, but you can do the same thing with like a silver coin and some clamps to it. But check it out.
Big Pharma doesn't want you to know this. For only $100, you can buy your own colloidal silver kit to make decades worth of antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal solutions.
And just to say, I'm not a medical doctor, neither is she. I like experimenting on myself. So she obviously does too. This is an experiment. So I'm not telling you, check with your local listings, your doctors, your 3-department letter companies. Don't take the word for it, but listen to what we're doing here in the Crazy Train.
Take some distilled water poured into a glass jar. Hook up your silver rods to the positive and negative chargers.
I wish she sounded a little more excited, but we'll keep going.
Plug in and let it brew. I like to do a 12-hour brew for maximum strength. Take your silver rods out, wipe them clean, and reuse them for next time. You will be able to easily see a laser beam through the solution when it is strong enough.
She must be dynamite with a laser beam.
Store the jar in a dark space out of sunlight and pour into your spray bottles as needed.
So there you go. And I know of some people, myself, I experiment on, do that with their toothbrushing too. And but check with your doctor and your three-letter department companies. So, okay. I think we're done with that. Clickety click. Go back over here. So we get rid of that part of that medical issue thing there. And I found this interesting. Did you know
of the biggest alcohol makers in the world are sitting on what's described as a lake of unsold alcohol, $22 billion worth of inventory, according to the Financial Times, the result of people drinking less than they used to.
Isn't that something? So there's an interesting shift, because there's when we had the all that COVID stuff going on, they were you could get groceries delivered to your house, including alcohol. That never stopped. That was okay. You could always get as much alcohol as you want. But it turns out the new generation, not so much. So interesting to see. But also because a lot of places, I guess, weed is legal. And so I think that took the place of it. Which, look, again, I'm experimenting on myself. I'm not encouraging people to do that. I'm just saying between the two, you get drunk and you crash a car, or you get into a fight, or you vomit on someone, or all three if you have the trifecta, and then you have a hangover. Whereas the people that do the ganja, they just want to like sit on the couch, watch a movie, and eat pizza. So there's that aspect to it. But do what's best for your body. Don't listen to me. Okay, what's this? And then this one I find fascinating because, again, I always make sure that I connect things, if I can, biblically. And so there's something to be said about what you wear on your body.
Everything they've told
That's really loud. Let's lower this.
you about linen is a complete lie. Linen is not just a regular fabric like others, and it was no coincidence why hospitals in the 1900s used linen sheets.
And if you read the Bible, it actually talks about linen. They made the veil that was split when Jesus was killed. That was linen. The garments that most of them wore were linen. So it's something that's been proven throughout history is something that was recommended.
Because they figured out that linen can instantaneously heal a person, because linen has the highest frequency of all fabric.
And so that's the other thing too. If we are electrical beings, as it turns out, it seems that we are, frequencies will affect us. And so I don't know if you've all noticed that a lot of the fabrics nowadays are all synthetic, and they actually can sap energy. And these things you can look into are provable. And the fact that these have linen and wool are the only two things that are written about in the Bible. And the one thing he does say is you shouldn't combine them. We'll go over that in a second, but let's continue this.
Of 5,000 hertz, and the human body only 100. And so when they were then wrapping patients in linen sheets who had a low frequency, it would then transfer them into a high frequency individual, which then as a result would instantaneously heal that person. But here's the twist. Linen, just like copper, is potently antibacterial. And so this would then prevent bacteria from spreading, just like copper cups and copper door handles. But as soon as the Rockefellers then figured this out,
it's always the same ones. Anyways,
they pulled linen sheets from hospitals alongside copper cups. And coincidentally, this happened at the same time we started to figure out that humans are electric and need charging, and ways we would charge ourselves was through copper water and linen sheets. And they also figured out that frequency was the key to everything, which is why the Rockefellers then removed linen sheets and copper cups.
So there you go, according to this person. But I wouldn't shock me. But the thing is when you go into the biblical story of it, the one thing that God says is, see, this is Leviticus 19:19. You shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle engender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. And the more I looked into this, because there's another one too. I forget. I think it was in. Oh yeah, I did look. I had it here. What is this one? Deuteronomy, and 9 through 11, of course. Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with divers seeds. Let the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown and the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled. Thou shalt not plow with an ox and an ass together, and thou shalt not wear a garment of divers sorts as of woolen and linen together. And the best I could find on these things was the people at that time. There were, the special people at the time, not who they say they are now. But there was the people that were walking with God back in those days. And he wanted to try to keep them separate. That's why they did that, circumcision thing, and they wore linen. The reason that the scholars that I can find, they're saying this, of course, it doesn't necessarily about frequency, but if they combine them, it was like what the heathens and the pagans and the Egyptians or whatever the pharaohs, they were doing that, and they were making all kinds of garments with multiple things. And so it kind of like these passages kind of say, it's like you're mixing, and you can't be told apart from one from the other. And as a Christian, or back in those days as a Hebrew, they were supposed to try to keep separate. And so that's the only thing I can see out of this. But what I do notice is there's only two garments that are written about, and that's linen and cotton, which that gal happened to mention seem to be the highest frequencies. So whatever you can think about that, that's your information from me. If you can't find clothes that are all linen or cotton, I understand. But if you can get linen sheets, I'd say that'd be a good thing to do, because we spend a lot of time sleeping. So But then again, what do I know? I'm just a guy on YouTube. Don't shoot the messenger. What's this? How about this? This one is, let me go back out here, see where you're all at. Clickety click. Let's see. Let's see. Where are we at here? This one, I don't have anything to, this one I think will actually blow your mind, because it did mine. Because this information has always been out there. I just didn't know it.
Information's out there. All you have to do is let it in.
Check this out. You ready for this one? You ready for this one, wifey?
Punctuation marks exist, but barely anyone uses them.
I knew there were some, but did you know all this?
Explanation comma adds emphasis mid-sentence. The interrobang mixes a question and an exclamation.
What?
Irony mark shows sarcasm. The love point is a proper way to draw a heart.
Okay.
Others include marks for rhetorical questions, doubt, a question comma, and the snark mark, used to signal a mocking or sarcastic tone.
There's a snark mark? How have I lived this long and not known that?
Did you all know this and not tell us?
How many of these did you actually know about? Be honest.
I didn't know there was a snark mark. Yes. And I double checked on this. These are all true. The snark mark. The question comma. Oops.
Question comma.
What is this? There's doubt. The rhetorical question. Or how about the love point? The one for irony is really good. It looks kind of like a nose. And then, and let's go back through them. You guys familiar with these? I'm not. This is all brand new information for me.
These punctuation marks exist, but barely anyone uses them.
I knew there were some, but did you know all this?
Explanation comma adds emphasis mid-sentence. The interrobang mixes a question and an exclamation.
What?
Irony mark shows sarcasm. The love point is a proper way to draw a heart.
Okay.
Others include marks for rhetorical questions, doubt, a question comma, and the snark mark, used to signal a mocking or sarcastic tone.
There's a snark mark?
Anyway, so there you go. You guys can look all those up for yourselves. I did, and they're actually real. And no, I don't think it's shorthand. My mother is actually one of the only people I know of that can read and write shorthand. It's pretty amazing. But no, these are punctuations that we could all be using, apparently. So, yeah, Dana, I think it's a Mandela. It could be. Very much could be. You know what else is a Mandela? As long as we're starting on that subject. Let's go over here. Oh, wait, that's not it. No, that's not it either. Well, where'd it go? Here we go. Now, let me just, again, emphasize who I am. I found out later in life that I was a latchkey kid. I watched a lot of television. That's why I know a lot of stupid trivia when it comes to TV shows and movies and stuff. And, of course, Saturday morning cartoons, if you're of my age, that was the bomb. That was it. Right. And there was only 3 channels. That's how old I am. Just stop making fun of it. And I knew what was on. Like, you had the TV guide. It's a paper. It's an actual paper you hold in your hand, a little booklet, and it had the listings. And so you would know, because if there was 2 shows on, let's say you liked Lidsville and you also liked Shazam, but they're on at the same time, there's nothing you could do, because you couldn't record it back then. So what you do is you choose the show you wanted to watch. And then during the commercial, you'd flip over to the other one, see what's going on there. And then sometimes you'd forget and you'd miss some of the other show and you go back to it. And so that's what we had to do. But I had planned out, I knew all the shows. So if you know this show that I'm about to talk about, well, good on you. But for me, it's total Mandela effect that this actually existed, of course, by Sid and Marty Krofft, the same one that brought you, Sigmund the Sea Monster and all the other ones. Did you all know this show existed? I love this music. It's kind of like the intro I have.
Out of the great Northwest comes the legendary Bigfoot, who 8 years ago saved a young child lost in the vast wilderness and raised that child until he grew up to be Wild Boy.
It's called Bigfoot and Wild Boy. And he runs like and jumps like the $6 million man. He's playing with the raccoon. Yeah, I've only heard of Harry and the Hendersons. How come no one ever talks about this? That's my favorite. There you go. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, hey Tommy. Good to see you, Tommy. Paint. So Allison says she remembers the Bigfoot and Wild Boy, but I don't. This one's brand new to me. Never knew this existed. It lasted one season, CC Alpha says, but yeah. Yeah, see, I know Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. I know that one too. But so okay, what do we got here? Let me stop this for a second. Bigfoot and Wild Boy. Oh, let's get over here. What we got going on here? Let's see. Oh, thank you, Crispy Chicken. YouTube won't let me share the link, but you gifted 5 Patreon memberships available to claim. Oh, thank you. God bless. Do you see that, honey? What? Crispy Chicken. Look what he donated. Yeah, I have a Patreon if you want to go over there. That's wonderful. Yeah, that's what. God bless you. Thank you, Crispy Chicken. You're going to make me chicken tonight, right, Ginny? Oh, tomorrow. I'll have crispy chicken tomorrow. So, yeah. Isn't that something? So, wait, you already saw a video? How did you see a video clip of this? Were you watching in my house? What's going on? Someone else is playing this? That's not. How's that happen? That's funny. So, yeah. Yeah, Bigfoot and Wild Boy. So, there we go. Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, we got another tardy. Okay. Shabbat shalom. But you're tardy. That means you have to stay late.
I don't feel tardy. I don't feel tardy.
So, okay. So, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. So, and you never heard of that show either. Yeah. Isn't that wild? So, okay. Let's go finish those tabs there. So to me, that is a complete Mandela. And that's the thing. I don't understand how it works, but some people can have the new memory, as I would call it, and some people don't, like myself. So I feel that this isn't my timeline, but I'm stuck here. So where'd it go? Bigfoot and Wild Boy. All right, let's get rid of that. And what is this? Oh, okay. So here you go. You want another Mandela effect? If that one didn't get you, how about this? Is anyone here old enough to remember that George Bush had a guy throw shoes at him? He's pretty good at dodging, I have to admit. So the guy threw 2 shoes at him, and it was real famous thing that went down. So why is he bringing this up? How's that a Mandela effect? Okay, because we all seem to remember that. But did you remember the time that they threw a bottle at President Reagan's head and hit him?
Strengthening.
Remember that? Because I don't. You guys remember that? This was a new one for me. I never heard about this. How come they talk about when he was shot, but they never talk about this?
Key role in strengthening.
They're like, okay, so maybe on some planet you remember Ronald Reagan getting hit in the head with a bottle.
In strengthening.
Maybe you remember that. But I've got one I bet you don't remember. If this isn't a Mandela effect, well, put a fork in me because I'm done. Do you all remember the time that George Bush had a grenade thrown at him? A live grenade that was thrown at him and it didn't explode. George Bush survived an assassination attempt because of the red handkerchief, which, if you notice, Bruce Springsteen doesn't have it anymore. He's got a hat in his back pocket on that cover of the album. If you remember the red handkerchief, it's not there anymore. Maybe this guy took it. He wrapped his grenade and threw it at George Bush, and it landed on the stage. And the only reason it didn't explode is it says it was wrapped too tightly. Like, seriously. It says, it's, where is it? Let's see. Make this bigger there. As President Bush spoke at an event in the Georgian capital of Tbilisi, an unknown man they still don't know who he is, I guess, tossed a live hand grenade wrapped in a red handkerchief. Someone should check Bruce. Over the bulletproof glass protecting the podium, it landed near the two presidents and their wives, but failed to detonate. It also hit a young girl sitting on the stage. The motion was enough that a Georgian security officer noticed the object, was able to pick it up and remove it. Now, here's the problem I have with this story, besides all of it. When it was unwrapped, the security officer saw the grenade and that its pin had been pulled, but the tightly wrapped handkerchief had prevented the striker from releasing, so the weapon never went off. But they unwrapped it. So the story actually should be the security officer was able to pick it up and remove it. When it was unwrapped, it exploded and everyone died, right? I mean, how did he unwrap it and find out it was a live grenade and it still didn't go off? So, yeah, Dana, not in my timeline. This is weird, right? Right, Dirky Takes? This is weird. Yeah, the shoes I remember, scot-free, but not the grenade. So, yeah. And again, I remember Reagan getting shot, but not getting hit in the head with a glass bottle. So use this information as you will. If you want to say that it's a Mandela effect like I am, great. And if you don't, then okay, I'm not from your timeline. Okay, let's see. Yeah, pretty much. They unwrapped it most of the way. Is that it? Okay, maybe. Yeah, we've talked about that one before. So, yeah, why didn't it go off? That's what I'm saying. So, yeah. All right. So, and you're right. Biden doesn't remember any of this. Nice. I see what you did there. Good job. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just presenting the information as I find it. It's up to you.
Information's out there. All you have to do is let it in.
All right. What's left? Oh, I thought this was an interesting take on the Mandela effect. One more thing we can discuss on it, and then we'll move on. Clickety click here and here. I think that's got it. Let's see. Make sure I'm working here. Yeah. Okay, good. I don't necessarily agree with this, but I thought it was interesting. I like hearing everybody's theories on stuff. What do you think of this one?
You didn't survive 2000?
Wait. Can we go louder? Yeah, we can. There we go.
You didn't survive 2012.
You didn't?
You have been dead for 13 years.
Oh, no.
There is a terrifying theory that the world actually ended on December 21st, 2012.
Which is, you know what? The Mayan calendar, except it never existed because the Mayan people never existed. They're called the Mayas. There's no N, and the calendar has no N. But I digress.
On that day, scientists at CERN turned on the Large Hadron Collider.
Now, as far as that goes, I know they're doing something over there. I think it has something to do with demons and portals and openings and stuff like that. Because everything they do over there looks satanic dances, and they have Sheba and all that stuff. There's nothing scientific going on, but they want to take credit for this. So if Satan is doing it, I can see them taking credit, but I digress.
The theory claims they pushed it too far and created a black hole that swallowed our Earth instantly. We didn't die. We shifted. Our consciousness was transferred into the nearest parallel universe.
A crappy one.
But this timeline is broken.
That's right.
Think about it. Has time felt faster since 2012?
Yes, but God says that in the Bible it'll happen. But keep going.
Does the sun look white now?
Yes.
Instead of the yellow you remember? Everything feels off because this is a simulation running on backup power.
Maybe.
And you are just waiting for the server to crash.
Well, there you go. Boy, he sure says it in a scary, scary voice. None of that made any sense. I just present the theories. I don't create them. What I do have is theories on birds, and I'm going to do another show on them because I haven't done one in a while. But not just the fake birds, the drones that are out there. I believe, I've talked about it before, there are some birds, not all of them, but some, that potentially are angels in disguise, because if a third of the angels fell, that means 2/3 are still working with God. And if they were flying around all in front of us and stuff, it'd probably freak people out, because every time they saw an angel in the Bible, the first thing they did was get afraid. And the first thing they told them was, don't be afraid. So they must not be all pretty and angelic all the time like we think they are. So if you're going to hide angels flying around here helping us, why not put them with the birds? Nobody looks at a bird and thinks of anything other than it's a bird. You can talk to a bird in your house in a cage, and that's normal. But if you talk to birds like in the park, they call you nuts. And so it'd be best to hide them amongst the birds. And to prove that some of these, I believe, are being used by God, whether it was the bird that was used or an angel pretending to be a bird, check out this scene.
The power of God.
And I verified it that that's a real video. So just to slow it down, the guy's driving, and this bird looks like a dove in the middle of the night stops him, and then this giant truck comes by. So I don't know. Just saying. That's my theory.
The power of God.
And the bird's okay. I mean, it's right there. So I don't know. And the fact that it even hit the car to like really make sure he stopped. So just saying, that could easily be an angel. I mean, when I go over the coincidences, God says the birds are of the heavens. So are the angels. They both supposedly fly. They both supposedly have wings. And find all the old dead birds. All you'll ever see is a dead bird from trauma. There's not a whole bunch of dead birds from old age going around. Just saying. So, okay. Enough of that. We got that one. We got that one. We can delete that group. We'll go out of there. Okay. Let's see. What's next? Oh, you know what? I didn't finish these because the computer knocked me out. What did we not see? We saw that one. We didn't see the Legion of Doom. This happened.
At the Legion of Doom.
I don't know what they're discussing, but what do you all think of that? Is that something? Can I post the bird video, Trish? Yes. Oh, let me see how I can do that. They just closed the tab. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Clickety click. There. Let's see. Where are you all? You're over here. And I'll throw it in the chat and put it in there. There it is. Okay. Oh, you're really late. Well, you'll have to rewatch part of the show. You missed a lot of the good stuff. But you know what that means? That means you're tardy.
I don't feel tardy.
All right. So there. You got a tardy. And yeah, it was a turtle conference. You know, they're conspiring. I don't know about what. So, oh, did you ask for that? Okay, good. So I'm glad. Oh, and you did. Okay, good. The meeting of the Ninja Turtles. I like it. I like it. I'm not sure what they're plotting. Turtle plots. Gangland Turtles. Oh, could be that the Turtle Fight Club. I like it. I like it. So, was there 20? I didn't count them, Amy, but yeah. So, all right, where are we at? Let's see. The first rule of Turtle Club is don't talk about Turtle Club. Okay. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. And what have I done? Oh, you know what? Something you don't see. Maybe you saw that other video, but there's something you only see on this channel, I'm pretty sure. And that's a tiger vomiting. Don't know what he ate, but no bueno.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Okay, so we get rid of the turtle. Covered the turtle. I like turtles. Let's see. Tortuga. What else do we have? Got that one done. We did this. Oh, I didn't play this one. This one's, I find this so enjoyable.
Reasons why I will never leave my husband. I will never leave you because I will be doing you a favor. And I don't do favors.
Most of this video is me just laughing at them laughing.
Without me, you would have money. I keep you motivated.
You keep you motivated.
If you gotta go make some more money.
Facts. Facts.
I will never leave you because your life will be peaceful and calm. I keep you on your toes, and it teaches you patience.
It teaches you patience. I like it.
I can't say it.
And the last most important reason why I won't leave you is because you would be free. And who am I to grant you your freedom? I do not have that kind of power.
So there you go. All right. What's next? Let's see. We got that. Delete that. Okay. And what do we have left? Let's go back into here. Clickety click. Here and here. Well, other than that one mess up, StreamYard seems to be doing pretty good. So thank you, StreamYard, for allowing this to continue. Click. Go here. If you're enjoying the show, please don't forget, hit that like button. It really does help. So, okay. Just had to show you this to go along with what we were talking about earlier. That's Denzel Washington's daughter and her lovely wife. So, what a happy couple. Okay. Moving on. What is this? Oh, this is a real thing. I thought this was fake. This is the 23-year-old Ahika Ahmed, the health ambassador for Wales in the UK, in advocating young people that should regularly check their bodies for signs of illness and how to help prolong their lives. So she goes along with
from ethnic minority background,
all the other health conscious
some communities
people we've had over these years.
And
it's nice to see the UK is doing the same thing. So
if you're not being
definitely get your health advice from people like this rather than me. Just so you know. So there you go. Health advice in the UK. Make whales again. Oh my gosh. I can't even. Here, I'll put it on the screen. I can't even really say that one out loud. We'll just do that. Okay. What's next? So, what is this? You want to hear about bananas and rice? Okay. We can do that too. Let's see. How about the next tab over? I always wonder what it was like being a Somalian, and now they told you. They ask you what's a woman, and they can't answer, but we know what a Somalian is.
So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's a lot. It's like
what's it like?
It's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice.
Oh,
People don't really see it's people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somali and American.
Oh, okay.
It's like
there
that
we go.
combination of banana and rice, but you're gonna get what I mean.
I'm not sure. Was that a correction hit or a reflect? What was that? I don't know. Did she step out of line? My wife says. But yeah, so basically being a Somalian it's not like eating bananas and rice, but it's like eating bananas and rice. And you'll get it, right? You don't get it? What was that, Alice? I don't know. But it was interesting. Someone was just asking for the bananas and rice, and it was right there. So there you go. If you always wondered what it was like to be a Somalian, it's if you were eating bananas and rice, but not like if you're eating bananas and rice. The guy behind face says it all. Clear as mud. Absolutely. Look at that. That's funny. I was so focused on her, I didn't notice him. That's hilarious. So that's what it's like. It's like eating bananas and rice. Only it's not like eating bananas and rice. You got it? Okay, you'll get it. Next. I didn't know they did this at the Cube, but they spray it with the stuff that they use for like bowling alleys, because everyone like puts their face and hands and stuff and touches the cube. So I didn't know this went down. And to my lovely Christians that are still thinking that Jesus is on his way back and Revelation hasn't happened, that's okay. Agree to disagree on that. But just so you know, where they're supposed to build the third temple to sacrifice a red heifer to usher in the Antichrist is right here. So you would have to somehow remove the cube. I very much doubt you'll ever get that done. And then build your temple. And then you're going to have to start sacrificing, even though they've stopped for how many hundreds of years. And then you have to stop sacrificing. And then you can have your ushering in like they expect. So that's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts. And in my mind, in 70 AD or somewhere back then, like Jesus said, he was coming back in that generation. He told everyone there that he was on his way back and to get ready. And Paul warned the different churches and stuff and cities. So to me, that all happened. What are we in now? We're in the very end of the book. As they say, the little season, short season, little season. Where is he?
Sorry. Pizza.
And so that's why we're going to see Satan's version of Revelation, and it's not going to be, what God did, but we'll go through some kind of tribulation. That's what I believe. Could I be completely wrong? Absolutely. But, until it all breaks down, I can't prove my side. And, it'd be nice if we didn't have to go through anything. It just doesn't seem like that's the way it's heading. So, what's this? And this I wanted to showcase because my wife has actually experienced this when she went back east to visit family. This weird, loud horn noise in the air. And this guy caught it. Where was he? Tennessee. And he got it on. Oops, he got it on air, or what do you call it? video recording. Now, we've heard for years what sounds like a hum. It sounds like a truck in the driveway, but there's no truck there. And you can go outside and walk around and you can't see anything, but it sounds that loud, like a motor running. Maybe it's underground. Maybe they're doing stuff in the catacombs. Who knows? But this is different. This is this loud. And this has happened in Washington State, too. I don't know. Are these trumpets? Is there a seal opening? I can't tell you. But it's just not normal. So there we go. And the whole Mount of Olives thing, is it split and all that? Look, here's what I'll say on that, because I hear what you're saying there. Let's see. Let's go out of here. Here's my analogy, and I've used it before, so I'm probably bored with it now. But if I told you there was a train coming at 11 o'clock and you didn't show up till noon, and you show up and I say, hey, a train went by, you could look at me and say, well, I don't see a train. I don't think it ever came by. And you could be valid in that statement. And so when it comes to like the split of the Mount of Olives and the things, Jesus says that all of the land or mountains are going to be moved. And so when I look at the map and they talk to me about Pangea, and you see that it was all connected, and then over millions of years it all split apart, allegedly. Couldn't that be it? Couldn't that be when everything shifted out of place and moved around? And whatever they're telling us the Mount of Olives is now wasn't actually what it was then. Because we're living on the obvious evidence of everything's happened. You know, the floods happened, potentially revelations happened, mud flood, whatever you want to call it. But we can see the evidence of destruction of buildings that we can't even explain. Here, where's my let's see. I think it's on this one. Yeah, here we go. We'll start with this. We'll go into these tabs. Why not? Let's move forward here. And again, I don't mind. I can't prove my side. You can't prove yours either, but I don't mind discussing it. These are just my thoughts. This is the channel I started and I produce and talk about. So, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion. This is mine. And so like this, I don't believe things are millions of years old.
Putting the Bible aside, is there any scientific evidence that the earth isn't billions of years old?
There's a lot of scientific evidence that the earth is not billions of years old. We can use carbon dating. All forms of carbon in the fossil record contains carbon-14. It can't be millions of years old because carbon-14 breaks down too fast. We can look at, known volcanic lava flows, how old they are, and we date them to millions of years. Well, clearly they can't be millions of years old if we saw it happen. So we can question different forms of radiometric dating. We can look at how fast rivers are eroding continents and realize that the continents should be below sea level after just a couple of million years, and yet they're still there because they haven't been there for millions of years. There's lots and lots of evidences. Creation.com is a great.
So there you go. Besides all what the Bible talks about, the narratives they have don't make sense. This is, look at this. This is a sinkhole in the middle of the desert. I think it's called like the Devil's Cave or Devil's Hole or something. They always name everything after the devil, it seems like. We're not in the short season, but everything's named after the devil. And this thing opened up this sinkhole, and I think people eventually went down in it, but I can't confirm that. But just there's a space in the earth that we don't know about. There's so much beneath us, because when you think about it, the destruction came through and covered all this stuff up. There's areas that God says that things will be destroyed and nothing will ever grow there. And so it could very easily be, some of these desert areas. You want the link to this one? Okay. Clickety click. Where are you? You're over here. Link in the description. Let's see. Linkity link. Paste. So, okay. But yeah, where is it? We're back here. And then this. To me, this is something that has been melted. This would be a building that's been melted because I doubt that this. Uh-oh. Locked out again. What's that? I don't know. Oh, no. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. That was weird. Am I back? Let's see. I can't tell. No? Let's see. Hit escape. There. Am I back? Yeah, I'm back. Yeah. The streamer had made some weird noises. You can hear me, but can't see you. I can see you, but you can't see me. But in any case, let's finish this one up. I don't believe that somebody built this into a how can I play it now? Let's see. That they built this into this mountain that you literally have to take your shoes off and climb up to. Can you all see it? Maybe it's not presenting. All right, let's stop that. Let's try it again. Clickety click. There. Yeah, you have to take your shoes off to climb up here. So, I mean, it's pretty high up for us in America. We don't know what that means, but it's pretty high. And they carved this. They climbed up there and decided this is the best place to put their church. Did you literally have to take your shoes off to get to? Why would they do this? And there is a church inside there. But I think the building got melted around it. And we think it is a mountain. They carved it. But look at this. I just saw this. Why on this mountain would they put these bricks? It's kind of weird, right? How'd they get them up there? They carry them up there on donkeys? I feel that this was some type of structure that in Revelation, in God's judgment, one of God's judgments, got melted. There's multiple times throughout the Bible that he says that he's destroyed things. How can he do it? With fervent heat. How does he do it? His voice melts things like wax. So, just saying. So that's what I see there. What's next? Try to get rid of some of these.
This video proves.
Yeah, and then why would they hide giants, but they let us see bones of, quote, dinosaurs. Now, to me, we covered this last week or the week before. To me, dinosaur bones are just dragon bones. And if there are, because the ones in the museums are all fake. They've admitted it. They're all plaster casts, and they don't even ever have like enough bones to make an actual dinosaur. But when there's a giant human bone, it vanishes. But the one thing that stays is these giant doors. Who are they made for?
Proves that everything in our history is a lie. Look at these doors, 20 to 40 feet tall, clearly not built for the average human being. These massive arches, windows, entryways, these old megalithic structures.
Like, why would you spend the amount of time, effort, resources to build these things if nobody's taller than, this?
Clearly were built for the Nephilim, for the giants. Things that were mentioned many times in the Bible. We find not only massive doors, but massive cathedrals, giant skeletons, giant swords.
I mean, look at the size of that door compared to a regular human now.
All across our world. Like, how could you see this and be like, yeah, this was built for a normal human being? It's not possible, right? Every single ancient culture, from the Sumerians, the Norse, the Greeks, the Native Americans, they spoke about these colossal beings, the giants, the Nephilim, the demigods or the sky beings, the fallen angels that came down and mated with humans. This explains these massive structures, the pyramids of Giza, the giant steps at Machu Picchu, and all of these massive doorways.
It's also talked about in the book of Enoch. There's a lot of books that actually bring this up.
I'll just point to one thing, that we've been lied to about the real origins of humanity and our true history. They don't want us to know. They don't want us to know, and it's as simple as that. Because if we discovered what our true history is, there would be an uprising tomorrow, straight up. They want us ignorant. They want us stupid. They want us obedient. But the truth is in plain sight, guys. It's right in front of us. You just need the eyes to see.
And you know who said that? Well, that was said by God or the Bible. But the other person that says it is Suitcase.
Information's out there. All you have to do is let it in.
Hey, hon, if there's any more coffee, I'd love some. Oh, we're out? Okay. Well, I'll do the rest of the show uncaffeinated. We'll figure this out. And can I turn my camera back on? Let's see. What can we do for that? Let's see. Hang on, people. We'll figure this out. Because I do want to show you. I got a few more there that we need to go over. And so let's see. What can we play for? Oh, I know what we can do. Let's do this. I made this little video just today. You can watch that for a minute and I'll pop in and back out and then we'll have my camera on, just like last time.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S.
That didn't work, did it? Okay, but the camera's back on. All right, let's try that again. Clickety click. Here you go.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so.
I don't think that that's the fundamental.
You know what? I should let's see, where am I? Where am I? There I am. I should also mention that this is what's his name? Soros. This is one of the Soros's kids or grandkid or whatever at the World Economic Forum, one of the smartest people supposedly. And so now you get the reference. Okay, back to the video.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so.
I don't think that that's the fundamental. I don't think technology is the fundamental issue in democracy. Democracy is messy. I mean,
because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and
democracy is about contestation of ideas. It's about plurality. It's about people having different truths. Actually, now,
when you said that just now, did it sound stupid to you? Kind of.
I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and
fundamentally how society lives together civically in those contestations is obviously quite tricky. But I think that if we play too much on this disinformation card, we're taking responsibility away from ourselves.
The Iraq, everywhere, like such as,
and to believe in democracy and democratic institutions. On the institutional part, I think that we can talk about institutions as these abstract things, but institutions are also about people. And we just heard this point about untrustworthy people, and we talked about things in the United States like
I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S.
But when I see this, when I look at this,
Or should help South Africa. It should help the Iraq and the Asian countries.
I think that we really have to be careful here.
And I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and
things like, like equality for women, and
so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
Satellite tracking continues.
Where am I? How do I get rid of that? There we go. Where am I? Somewhere. There I am. How do I make that larger? There we are. No. How do we do it? There. And scene. So there you go. Made that little ditty this morning. And was that Erica Kirk? So yeah. And such as. And oh no. Yeah. You're right. The girl's speech was probably better. So yeah. No brain cells, yeah. But yeah, that's it. So anyways. Oh, you like the cuckoo's nest? Yeah, I thought that was a nice little added touch. So yeah, and I hear what you're saying there. So it's just we'll see. As President Trump has said before, we shall see, we shall see. Up until then, it's all speculation. One of us is right, or neither of us is right. I mean, my favorite book in the Bible, read the book of Job. It's fantastic. And at the end, after they all commiserate and decide why God's doing what he's doing, he comes and says, you guys know nothing. And he kind of gives them a tongue lashing. So, but yeah, it's pretty fascinating. So word salad queen. Oh, thanks. You liked it? Okay, good. Yeah, there you go. There's an old map there. So the continents are different there. So yeah, it's interesting. So, well, thanks, Gabby. So, oh, you're reading Job now? I'm telling you, here's the thing. If you haven't read it before, the first time through, it's really difficult because it's like that movie. You ever seen the movie Trading Places, where they make a bet over Eddie Murphy and what's his name? Dan Aykroyd, which his name's all messed up. Look how to spell Aykroyd now with an extra Y in there. It doesn't make sense to me. But in any case, they decide to see if they can flip them, and they make a bet. And it's just, a bunch of rich guys, they make a bet for like $1. And so when I first started reading it, I'm like, wow, this is like what they're doing, because Satan and God are talking. And he's like, look at Job. He's perfect. And he loves me. And Satan's like, well, yeah, he has everything. You take it all away and he'll curse you. And so why do they do that? It wasn't to torment Job. What I believe was the story is there for us to understand. So hopefully we don't have to go through that. And so what you see is God says, oh, hold on a second. So what he says is that, of course, he loves you because he gave him everything. He was like super rich and he had a big family and, whatever. And so he says, take it all away and I'll curse you. So he says, okay, you can do whatever you want to him, but you can't kill him. And so what does Satan do? He like messes with him and he takes away all his riches. He takes away all his livestock. His whole family gets killed in a horrible accident, except his wife, which is interesting because Satan had plans. So you can imagine they're like, hey, Satan, you forgot to kill his wife. He's like, no, hang on. She's on our side. Because when Job's like, then he gets covered in sores and stuff. And he's, covered himself in ashes, which is interesting. That's the way that they would heal. But I digress. And so then his friends come over to help him. And they tell him all these things. And of course, they're all wrong. And then his wife says, why don't you just kill yourself? See, that's why Satan didn't kill her. She's working with him. And then, so finally, Job at the end, he never curses God. He questions what he might have done to upset him. And he just wishes that he wouldn't exist anymore, basically. And that's when God finally speaks and tells everyone that they don't know what they're talking about and goes through it. And then what happens then is, spoiler alert, Oh, you're reading it. Oh, well, you'll be fine. He gets that back and more. That's all I'll say, so you can finish reading it. But the thing is when I was reading it the first time, I was like, the torture, the poor man that he's being put through. And it helped, I was still on my process of understanding God, which, don't forget, he says you don't understand his ways. We never will. So the best that we can do is fall in love. No, the best that we can do is, do our best to try to put God's thinking into us, because we think at a very linear level, and he's omniscient and in all timelines at once and stuff we can't comprehend. And so to me, that's what the Mandela effect is. It's to kind of give us that marker to say, hey, something's going on in this world that you don't understand. Things can change on a molecular level that you can't figure out. And it's a way to keep us grounded, in a way, to know that we're in a spiritual battle, because there is another aspect to this that we don't understand. And that's the whole where faith comes in, because Jesus says, if you get the faith of a mustard seed, you could move the mountains like he did. He's letting us know that we're just as, he even says we could do greater things, which is shocking to me, but we're just the same if we just start to have that faith. And when you watch all these channels and you read all these authors or whatever, and the one thing they all seem to agree on is, don't read the Bible, it's a trap, but it's the exact opposite. It's the only book people argue over, get killed over. Like, nobody seems to mind if you read the Quran, they'll go like, oh, you're going to get trapped in some religious dogma mindset. No, they only say that about the Bible. Why don't they want you to read it? And when I was growing up, Jewish, I read the Torah. I had to learn another language in order to do it. They never told me I was reading, if they did, I didn't know it, that I was reading the beginning of the Bible, right? The books of Moses in there. And so they made me hate that, to where I dumped it as soon as I could, as soon as I bar mitzvahed. And it'd be nice if I could still, fluently read Hebrew. I can read some, but that's about it. And then I grew into this understanding that it's all connected. Like, everything starts in the same roots, but then the tree branches out. And when Jesus shows up, I wouldn't even call them the Hebrews. They're the Jews at this point. They go away. And that's talked about in this book too. If you read a couple times, it's talked about who we're discussing all the time in all the newspapers and stuff. God says it in the Bible. It's amazing that he can tell us the timeline that we're in right now. You're going to see these signs, and they're going to be people that say that these certain people, and they're not. They're of another place, and you can tell because they have the Star of Moloch, which is a 6-starred triangle. So there was no Star of David, just so you know. He didn't have one. But I digress. And so you see that this tree has branches. When you got let's see, Isaac and Ishmael. And that's where the Muslim branch goes off. And then within the Christian branch, you got all kinds of craziness. It branches all over the place until you can't even, tell it's from the same tree. But that's part of the deception. The deception is to get people caught up in religion. Jesus never said to start a religion. He said, listen to what I'm teaching you, the ways of God, and do those things. He didn't say, now let's, create a religion over it. That's the trick, the deception, to get everyone fighting. Even, I'm not saying I'm fighting with anyone, but the person that was having the different idea that Jesus hasn't come, I come across many people. I did lots of live streams with people that are still near and dear to my heart, but they don't believe that way. And so, we'll wait and see. And at the end of the day, one of us will be right or none of us will be right. But it won't matter at that point. Because if you know what the eye is on the prize is, the eye is to find God, to have Jesus as your savior, and you'll get out of this mess. And then when it's all done in the new earth and the new, heaven and all that, none of it will matter. That's the crazy thing. We're down here scrambling to try to figure all this stuff out. And yet we'll never figure it out until it won't matter anymore. And then we'll have all of it, but it won't matter. That's just, God's very funny. Just so you know, he has an incredible sense of humor. I mean, look at me. What do I got here?
That's very true.
Okay. But, oh my gosh, I'm over 200 people here, and God bless you. Thank you for coming here to listen. I know a lot of us are here for one reason only.
I got nowhere else to go.
I got nowhere else to go.
Yep. I was robbed by the Academy that year, but there's always another time. So that was my little rant. I need to have music behind that. That'd be fun. But all right, let's see. Oh, I know what I got to do. Wow, we're already 2 hours in. Well, let's keep going. I got a little life in me here. Plus, we haven't done this, and people get mad at me if we don't show at least some scary space news.
This week in scary space news.
All right. So I did some diving on this video because it showed up. And originally it was said that it was filmed by NASA. And of course, people are wondering if it's AI or whatever. So the only thing we have up to our, standards that we can do is we can ask AI if this is AI. And so the readers added Grok context or whatever Grok did. And the video is allegedly real, which is interesting. They said that, but not necessarily from NASA because there's no source of the original reference. So it was run through the AI machine and they didn't see any AI to it, but who knows? Grok is wrong on movies all the time. But regardless, whether it's NASA or not, what do you see? This is supposedly happened at the moon. It's like someone's skiing or something. But to me, it's either machinery, like a drone, maybe it's Viking from the Star Trek movies. But wait, right there, that looks like legs. It's not my satellite. I checked. I'm still at Mars. But look at that thing. You guys see that? I don't know. My wife thinks it's all fake. Is it all fake and gay? I don't know, but it's interesting. The moon is smiling tonight. Oh, it's got a Cheshire cat moon. Yeah, which they never taught me about in school. It's just saying when you look at the moon. Anyways, so maybe that's all fake, but there you go. That was something scary. And then what's this one? This is a good, interesting take. Check this out. And I've talked about this before, but this person put it very succinctly, I think.
If those astronauts really camped out on the lunar surface for 3 whole days, where exactly did the bathroom situation happen?
Right.
And here's what gets even weirder. Humans need roughly half a gallon of water daily just to survive. So we're talking gallons upon gallons for multiple crew members over 72 hours. Where'd all that liquid come from in a tin can flying through the vacuum of space? And if you're thinking they brought it all along, have you calculated how impossibly heavy that would make their spacecraft? Look, the official story sounds simple until you actually think about it. We're told men spent days walking around up there, doing experiments, planting flags, driving moon buggies. But nobody talks about the basics. The human body doesn't stop functioning just because you're wearing a fancy suit. You still need to eat, drink, and yes, use the restroom.
So, Dana, you said the water thing is wrong. Okay, but there still was a decent amount of water. But even if we can figure out the water, you had to use the toilet. And they don't say anything about that. So those suits must have really stunk.
Those spacesuits weren't exactly designed with plumbing systems. And water? It's heavy, really heavy. 8 pounds per gallon. Multiply that by the crew. Multiply by the days, add...
You might be right, Gabby. Jeannie, Gabby says the water was dehydrated. So that makes sense. So all you have to do is add water, right?
In drinking, food preparation, cooling systems. The numbers start looking suspicious real fast. Here's what makes people question everything.
I think
the explanations keep changing. First, we hear about special bags and tubes.
They didn't like
Then it's
joke.
recycling systems that sound way too advanced for 1969 technology.
What is going on?
Some say they rationed water to dangerous levels.
I don't know. Am I still here? Okay. Oh my gosh. They didn't like the joke. Yeah, and then my computer goes and then the streamer starts beeping like some weird Morse code. Anyways, let's just keep going with this. Let's see. Clickety click. Look, I barely have any tabs in right now. It's nuts. Yeah, we got 3 tabs or so. Okay, here we go.
Preparation, cooling systems. The numbers start looking suspicious real fast. Here's what makes people question everything. The explanations keep changing. First, we hear about special bags and tubes. Then it's recycling systems that sound way too advanced for 1969 technology. Some say they rationed water to dangerous levels. Others claim they had abundant supplies. Which is it? The math doesn't add up when you actually sit down with a calculator. Either that rocket was carrying impossible weight, or something about this story got stretched pretty thin.
Doesn't math.
Think about camping for 3 days. Now imagine doing it with absolutely zero access to fresh streams, stores, or any resupply. Every single drop has to fit in your backpack. Feels impossible, right? Now add the fact that you're in a hostile environment where one mistake ends everything. The official documentation shows limited storage capacity. Physics says water has fixed weight. Something's not connecting here. And the more you dig, the more questions pile up instead of answers.
The math is not mathing, as they say. Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Let's see. Can't even tell. Testing. Okay. So you can still hear me. So yeah, the math's not mathing. And I don't know, in case anybody's curious on that one, because usually after I delete it, somebody wants to have me put the link. So there's the link for that, in case you want to check that one out, because that was pretty interesting. Little short video. So what do we got here? Yeah, I think it is 30 AUI Atlas, Jeannie, that's signaling us. Yeah, it makes these weird beeps, and then it kills my camera and shuts the stream. NASA, we have a situation. Okay, Jenny, you got one. Nice. It's a load of crap. Nice. You're all funny here. What is this? The ISS in 1975 had a walk-in shower, and now it has a sponge bath. See, they can't even keep their lies straight. So, let's see. All right. So let's go and click out of here. You know, I should reach out to him. That's still on my channel. If you guys don't know who Math Powerland is, he was like the original guy that noticed the Earth was flat, basically. And he's a fascinating guy. He's really tough to talk to because he's thinking about 100 things at once, it seems like. Him and Jamie Lee was another one. But they're both great interviews. So, you know, maybe one day I can have another chat with them, because interesting man. But if you need to, go look on my channel. There's a live stream up still about me and Matt. So, and do I believe in free will? Absolutely. Absolutely. So, okay. All right. Where are we at now? Let me finish up the scary space news. Even though you can't see my camera right now, we'll figure it out. So we'll go here. What's this one? This. And this, I've seen this guy before too. This was really interesting.
Goes deep. Okay, so when you go into the NASA moon landing that never occurred, obviously it took place in Nevada, and they just staged it. Let me show you the route for them to get from the Earth to the moon. Do you see that route?
Does it remind you of a cloud? They can't help themselves. They always have to invert everything and pervert everything.
Hold on, let me zoom in. That's the route. That's the route for them to get from the Earth to the moon. Do you see what we live in?
Yes, we do.
Do you see what we live in? Do you see the same picture that I'm looking at right now?
Yeah. So what is this one? So yeah, just interesting. And all right. So get rid of that one. Cool. So what do we have left? Got 1, 2, 3. What is this one? Oh yeah, I do want to go over those. So we'll do that and go over here. Clickety click. Now I'll try to get my camera back on before the show's over here. Let's see. And just so you know, when we say that when we say that it's everyone, it's everyone. For those of you that like Blink 182, I don't know if that's their music. We'll just kill that. Like these guys, they just, in case you don't know, they want to make sure you know. And if you don't have the eyes to see these things, you won't see them. Because I guarantee you, if you're somebody that liked Blink 182, you didn't realize how deep they are into the Illuminati and Freemasonry messages. I mean, it's on the guitars. Here he is at, one of the meetings with the apron. He has illuminated on his neck. There's more Freemasonry, the albums, one-eye symbolism. I mean, it's all right there. Look at that. Come on. Who does that? There's more on the guitar. And I notice it's usually the ones that are like we're not part of the system. We're the fringe and stuff, right? And they're the machine. They just pretend that they're not the machine. But all you have to do is just look closely and you'll see it. It's not hidden. It's hidden in plain sight. So it's all of them. It's not just some of them. It's all of them. Every one of them. Delete this group, including this. I've covered now. Nicole Kidman had gigantic, grotesque, weird hands. The gal from Wicked had like ridiculously wicked hands. And this is Angelina Jolie. What's going on with her hand? It's like something's happening in this awakening, and they're like malfunctioning. They're reverting back to whatever alien lizard creature they are. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty wild. And yeah, Nephilim, fallen ones, we know that they're all still here. So yeah, it's interesting times, the most amazing times. These are the most amazing times ever. No one's ever lived through times like that's my Trump impersonation. But yeah, most amazing times ever. At least I feel. And then 2 last ones. That's just old buildings that nobody understands to this day, how they built these with, horse and buggy for these world fairs and then tore them down. And all these people show up in the exact same outfits and walk around and like zombies, don't even understand what they're looking at. And they built this and within like a year or so, and then they tear it all down because they were just temporary buildings made of paper mache or some BS they tell us. Come on, none of this looks temporary. They destroyed it because it was old world and they didn't want us to see it. We're in the stage of deception. So, okay. But this one, now I did this. You got to do this yourselves. You got to go Google Earth, right? And this was pretty fascinating. So let's see. How's this go? Okay. So first off, I just want to make sure that everyone's still aware or is aware if they're not. If you go to this area, the end of South America, you'll see in the water, and it looks to me like it's getting bigger. It honest to gosh looks like a snake's head. So like Leviathan, where Satan's letting you know that we live in his fake world, but God's earth is something else. And this is his version. So he puts the snake head there. It's pretty fascinating. You should go check it out. It's real easy to find once you're at the tip of South America and what they say is Antarctica. But what we want to look at is where this guy goes. So he covers down. And what I usually do is I put it on slow because it's really hard sometimes to follow along, but I'll pause it here. You can see where he goes. You could do this on Google Earth. And you can find there's this little island and then there's a little weird piece coming out here. And then if you go just above that and you get into this section. So first of all, that looks like a giant's face to me. Okay. And I don't know what we're looking at. I'm just telling you what I see. This could be that whole Rorschach test. What do you see? But I see a face there. But but wait, there's more. That's not even where you go into, like where the nose is. And it just gets just crazy in here. Like, what's that? Or this? I totally see a being and like a skull here. And now there's another person standing there, a thing. Look at these creatures. That straight up looks bafflement to me. Look at these things. And you can do this yourself and go on Google Earth. I don't know what's going on. Look, there's like some kind of monstrous face right there even. This one even looks like it was. Here, you know what we should do? Let's get out of this. Get off of here. Clickety click. Let's see if it'll let me do it without crashing. Google Earth. Let's see what we got here. So go on there. We're getting into Earth. Explore. Okay. That's Africa. All right. Well, you know what? You guys can see this now. We can connect and see what I'm looking at here. Make it easier. Clickety click. Here, 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 and here. All right. Let's see. How do I turn this? One of these buttons. No. Whoops. Well, that was no good. Okay. So we're going to go down here. And just so you see, this is the, I don't know why it has the words there just to mess it up. You see the snake's head? That's what I see. Giant snake's head. Okay, so then we move down in here. See if I can find it. Okay, there's that island. There's that little thing there. I think it's in here. Let's see. I'll go back to his and see where he was. Let me grab that one and see where he was. Clickety click. Let's see where he was. How do you get there? Okay. Okay, so it's a little up from there. Okay. Let's try that. It's in here. Did I find it? Oh, here he is. There's that guy's face. I don't know about you all. I see an eye. I see a nose. I see mouth, some teeth even, chin, ear. But then if you go in farther, here you go. Look at these things. What do you see, people? Look at that. Is this wild? Look at those things. And you come over here. How can you cannot see a person there? I see a person. I see a person. And you got these things in here. And of course, see, devil's face. They always got to put the devil in here somehow. That's why I think that we're obviously in the little season, because he puts his name and mark on everything. Anyways, you can find this fairly easy. You saw how I found it, and go play around with that. It's kind of a fun spot. So, okay. Hopefully that wasn't too boring, but I find that stuff fascinating. Okay. Did a what? You saw a butterfly? Okay. So let's see. Here's what I'll do. Let me get my camera turned back on. You can check out this for a minute, and I'll be right back. Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, brought to you by Silly Fan Man. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my! The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Today's episode, how pandas are made.
Panda!
Satellite tracking continues.
It did it again. Now what's going on? Am I back? I'm locked. Come on. StreamYard? Hello? Is there anyone there? I think I'm back in some weird way. Yeah. My screen's all messed up. Dang. And the camera was working too. Let's see. I'll try one more way of doing this. Thank you. I know you can hear me. I want to be able to see you all for one last conversation here. Hang on. All right. Well, you get me, but you lost the magic behind me of the ceiling fan. So, anyways, StreamYard has crashed me again. I'll have to just keep shaking my. Oh, they fixed it. Hey, okay. See, now it looks normal. And for those of you that don't know, that's how I started this whole thing. I looked into NASA and satellites, because everything I saw satellites were cartoons, and I came across the Mariner 9, which is this picture flying around Mars, and you can see it's still got the light chain, and it looked like a ceiling fan to me, and that's how I ended up with the name. And so, yeah, why would they lie to you? So here's how I wrap it all up. Every subject you can look into eventually has an ending, right? Is the Mandela effect real? You can look through that and decide yes, no, somewhere in between. But at the end of the day, why? Why would that be something that's happening? You can look at the news and realize that they're lying to you about all of it. And then you have to then say, okay, but why? You can look at the destruction, whether you want to call it the mud flood or the melts or whatever. You can see the destructive buildings. And you can also look at the buildings that look like they were built by people that to this day we can't redo. And they were supposedly built by people with horse and buggies in cities that had very few people in them compared to the massive amount of structures they created. None of that makes sense. But why? You can go into if we live on a flying ball through space or flat Earth, and you could prove it. I don't know, but why? Why are we being deceived on such a level over everything? And to me, it's like like pieces of a puzzle. When you put them all together, they all lead to the same place. When I started waking up to this, all the videos I watched talk about a battle of good and evil, God, Satan. And the one thing they said was, well, don't read the Bible. So, of course, I picked it up, started reading it. I made my own connection to God. Even without the book, you can do it. And that's when my eyes are open and I started seeing all the puzzle pieces. Because every one of those puzzle pieces, where is he? Crashed my thing, but who cares? Every one of those puzzle pieces connect and do one thing. They prove the existence of God. They teach you who you really are. They teach us that we're special, but equal to everyone else. And that God exists, that he's right here right now. He's with you every moment of your life. The only person that knows every single thing about you since even before you were born is God, and then you. That's it. So there is no hiding. Go read the Bible when Adam and Eve tried to hide, or when Cain and Abel, and he's lying, saying, I don't know where my brother is. I'm not his keeper. Like, you can't hide things. He's with you. Think about it this way. If he created you, he created everything. He's using your eyes. He's still hearing. He's listening. He's feeling everything you feel. You are God. God is in you. There used to be temples that we go to, and we'd have to tell our prayers to like the special priests, and they go behind the veil and they could talk to God. But those days are over, because Jesus showed up, and it wasn't for his Hebrews or the people that should have known God. It was for everyone else. Everyone. I'm going to play, but everyone. And the veil gets torn top to bottom. It was made of linen, by the way. And then that was our connection. Every one of us can talk to God anytime. We just have to understand that relationship, and we have to have the faith. And all you have to do, you can do it tonight if you haven't already done it. You can find a quiet place in your house, close the door, leave your phone outside, just sit there in peace and quiet, and then ask to speak to God in your way. Figure it out. But when you do, he'll answer you. I just know he will. He promises that. Now, don't forget this too. You ask for things from God, and maybe he's answered that prayer, but maybe it's not for now. Maybe it's for later. I keep seeing that all the time. Things that happen in my life that seem bad, God did it for a reason that I don't know about until months or years later. And I look back and say, that's why that happened. I didn't understand it at the time, but we're being moved around like puzzle or chess pieces. And so the whole thing of faith, because this generation, we're not supposed to get signs, because all the other generations, one of them had God walking with them, delivering them out of Egypt. They forgot him, right? Built the golden calf or molten calf, whatever the Mandel did. And then he had the people that walked with Jesus. There was people that sat and listened to Jesus. They had nothing to eat, and they watched him take a few fish and a few loaves of bread and feed, 5,000 people? And then they walked away. Like, they saw miracles happening. They saw him doing miracles left and right, turning things into wine and all that, you're alive, you're healed. He did it all the time. And they still didn't believe. So this generation, I think you can either look at us, we're the most, I don't know, maybe this is one of the toughest tests, at least of faith. I mean, I know they had some really wild days back in the Jesus days. So God bless you that I didn't have to live through those. But whatever it is that we're living through, the psychological warfare that we're dealing with, that's where I believe that we exist, that God wants you to have faith. And you can't have that faith if you're a child in denial. You all live in the same domed area that I live in, whether you believe what I'm saying or not. We exist in the same plane of existence. And so either you're right or I'm right. And if I'm right, all I'm asking you is this: that voice in your head that says, okay, there's a chance, even if it's the tiniest chance, that he could be right. At least look into it. That's all I'm asking. Because maybe with God's blessing, your eyes get opened, and then, who knows what'll happen. I think you'll see things clearly. But you could actually look at me and say, I'm deceived. I understand that. That's what makes us exciting, this whole system that we live in. It's incredible. The
Yes, I believe in our judicial system.
I don't know why I played that. I just like that one. So, okay. Or you could have the dog. Didn't have the dog. Okay. Well, that was a rant. I'm on borrowed time. The StreamYard's going to crash me again. So let's wrap this one up. Let's put a bow on it. God bless you all. There's still almost 200 people here. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to hit the like button, please. And you share, subscribe, whatever you want. And if you liked it, come back again. I do this every Friday night. I've done it for years. And same time, same bad channel, 6 p.m. It was local here, but check your local listings. So having said that, please, dear Lord, watch over us and guide us through these times. We find ourselves in some wild times, and it's really tough to understand real from fiction. And we understand that this is a great time of deception. And so I ask right now that those of us that aren't seeing it or believing in any of the things that I'm talking about yet, that you go to them, Lord, and you help them see, open their eyes, open their hearts, and expand their minds, and show them the love and the joy that we feel once we make that connection to you. No matter what comes at me, I have joy in my heart because I know in the end, it's all going to work out in my favor and in all our favors. Because more than anything, you're patient, and thank you for that. And besides that, you're loving more than anything. And as a great father would do for their children, you're waiting for us to come around and come home. And I can't wait for that day. And I thank you for all of my blessings. Please continue to watch over us and our family and friends and loved ones wherever they are. Cover them with the comfort of the Holy Spirit and guide us in these times. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. So that's it. With that, you get this, he says with a knife in his leg.
Class is dismissed.
And good Lord willing, let's see you all again next week. Like I said, same bad time, same bad channel. Thanks again for everything. I appreciate all the support, and we'll see you again soon. God bless.
I'm the satellite.
$500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat.
Satellite transfer complete.